Alright, hello everybody, and welcome into another late night strat session. I'm Craig over here at the RNGIDP channel. And welcome to another game in Game Day 13. I appreciate you being here. Henry Bird is already saying what's up in the chat. Welcome, and this should be a fun night. Looking forward to it. Got a good game planned ahead tonight. As tonight we are taking a look at Toronto and LA in the AL. So, taking a look at these teams, the Toronto Soi Bleu are in the 7th place in the AL, 6-5. When I first started this, when I first randomized the teams, I briefly looked through them, and I thought, you know, Toronto has a good squad. They will probably be one of the ones to be my favorites, and my favorites to try and I thought they would probably win the AL and come out and get to the championship series. But that hasn't happened so far. They've been struggling, 6-5 on the season. And they'll look to turn things around here. And that will be in Los Angeles against the Los Angeles Clefable. They are 11th in the AL at 4-7. Their problem is scoring runs. They've only scored 34 runs so far in 11 games. And they are struggling up to this point. LA, though, has some good players, and they'll look to make some ground up tonight against a Toronto squad that it's back to full health now and looking to make some progress. Hey, Al, Red Sox fan in the chat, doing double duty with ID Jesters channel. I don't mind that. Hey, you support all of us, and we appreciate that, Al. You are a great fan of the YouTube streams, and thank you for what you do. Go check out Al Red Sox fan. I just came over from his channel. He was having a live stream chill session, taking questions and talking stories. Somebody, I can't remember who it was, had a wrestling story that was pretty interesting. So anyway, we'll get back here tonight, and this should be fun. Los Angeles will throw out Jimmy Nelson on the mound. Jimmy Nelson doesn't have a record up to this point. He's pitched in 14 1/3 innings, given up 12 hits, 3 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, and 7 walks. He's got a nice ERA, 1.89. His whip is about 1 1/3, so not too bad. And he will face this lineup against him. The Toronto Soi Bleu will line up with their normal regular day lineup, except for one change, and I'll get to that. Cameron Maybin is the center fielder, and he is hitting .286 so far. 2 homers and 4 driven in. Robinson Cano is the DH. Thought about playing him at second today, and we'll get to that in a second, but he's still going to DH the lefty in the 2-hole. Robbie Cano hitting .429. He's amongst the league leaders. Although he doesn't have a home run yet, he does have 10 runs driven in. Todd Frazier is the third baseman. Todd Frazier is .205, so not living up to his name so far. 4 homers, though, and 11 runs driven in. Albert Pujols is the cleanup man and the first baseman. .267 for him in 45 at-bats, 5 homers, which leads the team, and tied for the lead in RBI on the team with 11. Eric Ibar is the shortstop. Eric Ibar is hitting .419, so this is why Toronto, they might have the opportunity to turn things around because they've got some good hitters. Eric Ibar, the shortstop in the 5-hole switch hitter. Michael Taylor has moved his way up in the lineup with his recent performances. He's hitting in 6th and playing in right field. He's hitting a solid .400 with 3 doubles, a triple, a homer, 4 runs batted in. The strikeouts are on the high side with 13, but he's got a couple of stolen bases as well. Brandon Guyer is the left fielder, and he will hit 7th. Brandon Guyer is hitting .290, pretty good for your 7-hole hitter. A home run and 2 RBIs. And the second baseman today replacing Brandon Shoup. Brandon Shoup getting the day off to clear his head. He is struggling at the plate. He's hitting .139. with 2 doubles, and that's it. No triples, no homers, only 2 runs driven in. And he's been hitting in the 5-hole, I believe, most of the year. So he's getting a day off to clear his head. And the lefty, Corey Spangenberg, will be the second baseman today. Thought about putting Robbie Cano in the field. He's a somewhat decent, I think he's a 3-ranged second baseman, and Spangenberg is a 4-range, but we're going to go with the younger legs and Spangenberg. Francisco Cervelli is the catcher, the everyday catcher, and he will be hitting ninth. Cervelli is 10 for 29. No homers yet, but 7 RBI out of that 9 spot. So we're just about ready to get going here, and looking forward to this one. Glad the chat is active tonight. Happy to have a nice Saturday night here. Spent the day. Actually, my kids are really into marble racing, and they've been watching it on YouTube recently. And so they wanted to build their own marble track today, and I helped put that together, and I burnt my fingers on the glue gun. Look at that. I've got 2 blisters there on the glue gun. So gripping these cards are a little it's going to be a little tough. So, all right, here we go. Jimmy Nelson will pitch to the leadoff man, Cameron Maben. And Cameron Maben steps in from the right-hand side. And this one's underway. It's a 4-6. Cameron Maben hits it, but it's right to the third baseman. And Willie Middlebrooks is over there, and he will handle this one. And it's a nice, easy start to the ball game. I am rolling hurt. I'm day-to-day with blistered fingers. I'm like Rich Hill on the Los Angeles Dodgers. All right, so this is 5-4 to the lefty Robinson Cano. And that one's to Middlebrooks again. Not such an easy play. He has to make a dive for it. And Willie Middlebrooks is a 4-ranged third baseman. So a 4, and we rolled a 3. It's going to slip under his glove after the diving effort. And Robinson Cano sneaks one into left field, and that's a base hit. And so Todd Frazier now looking to break out a little bit with a man on first. Robinson Cano is a D stealer, so he's staying put. It's a 4-7 against the righty Todd Frazier. That one's hit to the shortstop, Cabrera. Cabrera wheels and fires to Castro, on to first and Rogers, and that is a double play. That is a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. So Todd Frazier, he's in a slump, and that doesn't help. The double play to end the first. Robbie Cano, we got a Robbie Cano fan here. Henry Berta, I didn't know you were a Seattle Mariners fan. I guess I watched your, I think I watched your home run derby, Henry, and maybe I did know you were a Seattle guy. Because I think Ken Griffey Jr. was in that one, and I think I remember you saying something about that. But it's been a while. Happy to see you here, though. Cole Hamels, the lefty, and before we start rolling, I jumped ahead of the game. Cole Hamels is the starting pitcher for Toronto, and Cole Hamels has been on fire to start the season. Just wait till you see these numbers. If you follow me on Twitter at RNGIDP_strat, I tweet before I start the live stream, the starting pitching matchup and the ERA, and you'll be able to know who's going into that game. But listen to Cole Hamels' numbers for Toronto. All right, in 16 innings so far, he's 2-0, which is, pretty good. Not the best on the team. Erwin Santana's 3-0, but he's 2-0. Only given up 9 hits in those 16 innings, only 1 earned run, 12 strikeouts, and 2 walks. That's a 0.56 ERA, and that's a .69 whip. So he is in the top 3 in both of those categories in the AL. So he's coming off a very good start and looks to have Toronto get back to their winning ways. So let's go through the lineup for the Los Angeles Clefable. Los Angeles will lead off with Gerard Dyson, lefty on lefty there. Gerard Dyson is struggling, only hitting 109, a double, a triple, a homer, 5 driven in from that leadoff spot, which is tied for this team lead with 5 ribbies. So, like I said, Los Angeles, they're not hitting very much, and this is one reason why. So Dyson, he does have a stolen base, and that's the only one to the team. Asdrubal Cabrera is the shortstop. Asdrubal Cabrera hitting 200, 3 homers for him, and he is tied for the team lead with 3 homers. Yasmani Tomas is the left fielder. Yasmani Tomas is hitting 8 for 25, a homer, 1 RBI, so it's a solo shot. Willie Middlebrooks, as we saw, is the third baseman, hitting 146. Yeah, this Los Angeles team is struggling. Nick Hundley will hit 5th. The catcher, he's moved up today because of an injury to the normal everyday DH, Eugenio Suarez. So Hundley moves up in the order. Hundley is hitting, I think he is leading the team at 270. He is leading the team in average, 10 for 37, 3 homers, and only 4 RBIs though. Odubel Herrera, center fielder, moving down on the lineup today with the lefty on the mound. Odubel Herrera is 256, a homer, 1 RBI, 9 strikeouts. Jason Rogers will be the first baseman and hitting 7th. Jason Rogers, 10 for 28, 2 homers, 5 driven in. Hector Olivera is the DH today. He's 10 for 39. That's a 256 average with 2 doubles and a homer. Daniel Castro. Daniel Castro is the second baseman, and in the 9th spot, Daniel Castro, 156 with a homer. All right, I think we're ready to get this party rolling. And here we go. Gerard Dyson, an A stealer. If he can get on base, he might be able to have a chance here today. And let's see if he can get on with the lefty, Cole Hamels. It's a 5-7. That's a grounder to the second baseman. Second baseman today, as we just saw, is Spangenberg. So the new man out in the field, of course, is going to find the ball. And he is a 4-range second baseman. A 4-range second baseman. And we rolled a 9. And that's going to go to his E rating. He's an E10. An E10 and a 5 is what we rolled. An E10, 5, and that's going to be enough to make a good play, just on the fringe of what could have been an error. But Gerard Dyson, the speedy Gerard Dyson, is caught by a step by the replacement second baseman today, Corey Spangenberg. Cole Hamels gives Spangenberg a nod, and here we go. It's a 1-8. A 1-8, that one's a grounder to the third baseman. Frazier is able to make the play. And there's 2 quick down. And now Yasmani Tomas. Yasmani Tomas against the lefty. It's a 3-6. A 3-6. There's a single to the left field. And that's a 2-out single for Yasmani Tomas. So already more going against Cole Hamels than he's seen in a while. Willie Middlebrooks now with 2 outs. It's a 4-8 to 4-8, and there's a walk. So maybe they've got something going here, Los Angeles. 2 guys on, 2 out. And Nick Hundley, their best hitter so far, with a man aboard. Or 2 men aboard. Nick Hundley against the lefty Hamels. It's a 6-3. 6-3. Oh boy, this is a normal home run chance. Nick Hundley could break this thing open early. Just what Los Angeles needs. As you see, it's a 1-6 up here on the screen. A 1-6 chance, and this will be a homer. And nope, not going to do it this time. That one is a long fly ball to left field. But Brandon Geyer is able to run it down and make the catch. Not today, Hundley. So close. But instead, LA is going to end the inning scoreless. And they've got to be feeling like they got jived a little bit. Just waiting for the bats to start hitting, and it just doesn't happen. And here we go to the top of the second. Just getting started here. I'm Craig on the RNGIDP channel. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter. I'd appreciate that. I think you'll get more out of the league if you do. I post all the stats and all the probables and all that over there. And Jimmy Nelson now in the second inning. It's a 4-6, and that is a grounder to the third baseman. Middlebrooks makes the play. And there's the first out of the top of the second. Eric Ibar, the shortstop, switch hitter, hitting from the left-hand side, a 6-7. Oh, this one could be towards the gap. A 1-7, and it is at the gap. Rolls all the way to the wall. The left fielder, Tomas, picks it up, and he throws it back in, but that's a double for Eric Ibar. Eric Ibar, pretty good base runner here. He's a 1-15 runner, a B stealer. And Michael Taylor now has a duck on the pond waiting to be brought home against Jimmy Nelson here in the second. It's a 4-10. A 4-10. That one's a grounder to the shortstop, Cabrera. Cabrera looks Ibar back to the bag, tosses it over to first, and that'll be the second out. So, Taylor can't get it done, and it's up to Brandon Geyer. Brandon Geyer made a nice running catch at the wall in the bottom half, and here he is with a man on second. It's a 4-3. Floor 3. This one's out to the right fielder. The right fielder, Gerard Dyson. Excuse me, Gerard Dyson. He is a 3-ranged right fielder. A 3-10, that's going to his E rating. And we rolled a 10. He is an E5. An E5 and a 10 is a fly ball B, so nothing doing here for Geyer. Gerard Dyson long strides out there and able to make the grab. So Toronto can't score there in the top of the second. And Cole Hamels looking quite confident as he strolls out to the mound these days. And he will face the lefty Herrera, the righty Rogers, and Oliveira here in the bottom of the second. This is a 6-8. A 6-8, and he walks Odubel Herrera, the lefty. So Hamels not as sharp as he usually is. Maybe this will be the game that you didn't see it coming for LA, but the bats get in order. Jason Rogers now. Jason Rogers, the first baseman, against the lefty. This is a 3-7, and he strikes out. That's the first strikeout for Cole Hamels, and the first out here in the bottom of the second. And we've got Hector Oliveira, the DH today. And my die, did you see that? My die just went flying. I don't know if you saw that on camera, but it literally jumped out of my hand and went rolling all the way across the table, and I had to make a diving catch of my own to stop it. I went to my X chart, and I made the catch. All right, Hector Oliveira. This is a 4-8. A 4-8, and Hamels walks Oliveira. So Hamels is his own worst enemy here. He's got 3 walks so far and 2 1/3, or excuse me, 1 1/3 outs. And Daniel Castro now is the man up to bat, the 9-hole hitter, second baseman, and he's an A bunter. Would we sack bunt those guys to second? Nah, they're gonna go for it. And Castro against the lefty. It's a 1-7. A 1-7 is a grounder to short. Ibar over to Spangenberg, who wheels and fires to Pujols. And it's a 6-4-3 twin killing. And maybe they should have bunted him. Maybe they should have sack bunted, because Castro grounds into the inning double play. And that'll end the second. Yes, it was a web gem, Al. I looked up at the screen, because there's a slight delay when you look at the screen in live streaming. I looked up at the screen just to see if there was any kind of, if you could see it on camera, because it was kind of low and you can't see the whole table here. And I could see just the shadow of the die just flying by. That's pretty funny. Spangenberg now with his first at bat. And he's against the righty here, Jimmy Nelson. It's a 1-6, and he strikes out. First strikeout for Jimmy Nelson. And we're at the 9th spot in the order. This is Cervelli, the catcher. It's a 1-6, and there's a single. Single out to left field. And the slow-running Cervelli is aboard at first. Jimmy Nelson with another former Mariner here, Cameron Maben. He's carded on Atlanta in the 2015 set. That's what we're using here for this league. So Jimmy Nelson to Cameron Maben. And it's a 5-9, a 5-9, and he strikes out. So Jimmy Nelson going and getting a little extra on that fastball, knowing he's has to keep up with Cole Hamels here. And Robbie Cano with 2 outs now and a man on first. It's a 2-3, and a 2-3 is a grounder to the first baseman, and he can handle it himself. And that's a 3rd out of the inning. All right, so we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Jimmy Nelson keeping pace with Cole Hamels. James Shepard, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the chat. I don't know if I've seen you here before, but I appreciate you jumping in. Welcome to the show. We're here going to the bottom of the 3rd in a scoreless game between Toronto and LA in my randomized 2015 league I've got going. Cole Hamels with Gerard Dyson here at the plate, and it's a 4-7. 4-7. This one's got a chance at a single, a 1-8, and it will be, and nope, that's an 11. So Gerard Dyson just can't buy a hit at this point in the season. That one is to the first baseman, and there is one down. As Drupal Cabrera grounded out to 3rd his first time up. And now he faces Hamels for the 2nd time, and this is a Lomax to the 3rd baseman. There's only one there's only one out that can be had, but it could have been a lot worse. And now there's 2 down. Yasmani Tomas is the batter. He singled in the 1st with 2 down, and see if he can do it again. This is a 6-6. A 6-6 could be a triple if we throw a 1 out there. Not likely, but maybe. And nope. This one is going to get caught by the center fielder, Cameron Maben. And that will be a quick 3rd inning for both sides there. We move to the 4th. So in the chat, I've got to ask you guys a question. Well, the new guy, James, welcome to the show and welcome to the channel. We know that Henry's a Mariners fan. We know that Al Red Sox fan. Well, I'm presuming that Al Red Sox fan is a Red Sox fan. I believe he said so before, and it still hurts me to say so, being a Rockies fan. That 2007 team, we should have won. But James, who's your favorite MLB team? All right, Jimmy Nelson here works to Todd Frazier in the top of the 4th. It's a 1-9, and he strikes out. So Jimmy Nelson, he's found something in his delivery, and he's struck out 3 of the last 5 batters. Albert Pujols grounded out to 3rd his first time up. This is a 4-10. This one will be a grounder to 3rd. Willie Middlebrooks throws him out again. James is Henry Burtis' friend, and he's a Mariners fan as well. Well, welcome. Hey, I liked watching those 90s Mariners teams too. Ken Griffey Jr., Jay Buhner, Edgar. Those were fun. Those were fun times. All right, here's Eric Ibar with 2 outs. This is a 4-8, and he loses Eric Ibar. Got a little bit ahead of himself. Was feeling good with the strikeouts and nibbled a little too much there. And Ibar is aboard with 2 down. He's a B stealer. Nick Hundley, listen, we haven't looked at his arm yet. Nick Hundley is a 0 arm. So it would be a 1-10 chance to get that stolen base for Ibar. But with 2 outs, Michael Taylor is going to bat. It's a 5-8 and a 5-8. There's a chance for a double. The center fielder on his horse. That is, who is the center fielder? That is Odubel Herrera looking to make a catch. It's a 1-4 3-4 chance, and he's able to make the snag. Odubel Herrera saves a double, and that's the end of the inning. The end of the top of the fourth. It's a scoreless game. And Cole Hamels now having to keep pace with Jimmy Nelson. Willie Middlebrooks walked his first time up, and this is a 1-8. A 1-8. This was a pop-up to the shortstop, Eric Ibar. He camps underneath it, and there's the first out of the bottom of the fourth inning. Nick Hundley now. Nick Hundley flied out to the left fielder, almost hit a home run. Geyer had to make a nice running catch out there at the wall, and this is a 3-11. 3-11 is a ballpark single chance, which will be a 1-6. A 1-6, not this time. Hit it too hard, and that's going to be a line out to the shortstop. So that is Eric Ibar's second play of the inning. He's been busy here. And now Odubel Herrera, who walked his first time up. The lefty against lefty matchup here. It's a 3-7, and not this time. He strikes out. That's the second strikeout for Hamels. And we're through 4 scoreless. We move to the 5th. And Jimmy Nelson against Brandon Geyer. Brandon Geyer flied out to the right fielder last time. It's a 3-3, and this time he's going to pop up to short. Asdrubal Cabrera makes the play. Tosses it back to Jimmy Nelson. Working quickly here is Jimmy Nelson. It's a 2-8. That one's a grounder to first base. And he tosses it over to Nelson, covering the bag. And there's 2 outs. All right, this is a Francisco Cervelli, the catcher, who singled last time. It's a 6-7. A 6-7. Oh, he's got a 50% chance at a single. 1-10. Oh, it's a 14, and the first baseman is able to get down and make the play. That's a nice play from Rogers there, and he gets the last 2 outs of the inning. And the top of the 5th is over. We move to the bottom of the 5th. We got a little pitcher's duel going on here. And that's kind of been the way that game day 13 has gone. Lots of good pitchers duels. Not a whole lot of homers being hit to this game day. And Cole Hamels now to Jason Rogers, who struck out his last time. This is a 5-4. 5-4. This one's hit to center field. Cameron Maben looking to make a play out there. He is a 2-range center fielder. A 2-range center fielder, and we rolled a 19, and he'll make the play. Gliding over there, just gliding with some speed. And now there's an out here in the bottom of the 5th. Hector Oliveira, the man at the bat, he walked his first time up. This is a 3-4. A 3-4. He grounds to the shortstop. Ibar picks it and throws it to first. And there's 2 down now. And Daniel Castro grounded into a big inning-ending double play in the 2nd inning. And here he is with nobody on and 2 outs. And this is a 6-6. And there's the triple chance. If we roll a 1, he gets a triple and just misses it. The center fielder, Maben, makes a nice running grab. And that will end the inning. So this one's official now as we're through 5. And it continues to be scoreless. Both teams can't scratch out anything here against these really decent and really good pitchers today. James used to like the Red Sox. His dad grew up in Connecticut, huh? Well, my brother just moved back from Connecticut to Colorado. He lived in Connecticut for the last 3 or 4 years. No, 2 or 3 years. I can't remember. But he's back now. And so is Jimmy Nelson on the mound, pitching to Cameron Maben. who's 0 for 2 today. It's a 5-4. This one's a grounder to Willie Middlebrooks at third. He makes a dive for it, and we'll see if he can pick it up. He's a 4-range third baseman. A 4-12 is going to his E rating. So we roll a 4. He's an E19. An E19, and he dives and stops it, but makes a wild throw to first. And that will be an error on Middlebrooks. E5. And Cameron Maben is aboard. So you've got Speed aboard and Maben. And Robbie Cano is now the batter. So let's take a look at the numbers for if Maben was going to steal. He's an A stealer. We know Hundley's a 0 arm, so it's a 1-15. They're going to hold him, so it'll be a 1-13 chance for the stolen base. Robbie Cano is a B hit and runner, and they're going to put on the hit and run. Robbie Cano will be a B hit and runner. They're not going to. They are holding him, so he'll be an A hit and runner. So with him being held, he's an A hit and run, and we roll a 2. So an A2, a double. Runners advance 3 bases. So Robbie Cano with the hit and run on, pokes one out there and grabs a double. And Cameron Maben, with that speed and with the head start, is able to make it all the way home. And that is some small ball actually working. Maben scores all the way from first on the double from Robbie Cano. And this one finally has a score. Oops, and that is, there's nobody out here in the top of the 6th. And Robbie Cano opens the scoring with a double, an unearned run against Jimmy Nelson. And now Todd Frazier with Cano out there at second. It's a 2-10. A 2-10 is a pop out to short. And that's just what Nelson was looking for. A quick out. No advancement from Cano. And Albert Pujols is up. 1 out. Man on second. It's a 1-7. A 1-7. This is a single to left field. No stars. So we'll see if Cano can make it home. This one could be another score. Let's see. Cano's looking at his third base coach. He's a 1-13 runner. He was being held at second. So that's a 1-13, 1-12. There's 1 out. And let's check the outfielder arm. The left fielder is Yasmani Tomas. And he's a +1. So it would be a 1-13 that Cano will score. And he's gonna round third, and he's going for it. And no, Tomas is able to throw him out at home with a nice throw. And that'll be the second out. Robbie Cano trying to get another run on the board. And he gets thrown out with a nice throw from left field and Yasmani Tomas. So here we go. Eric Ibar with a man on first now and 2 outs. Could have been men at the corners, but Cano got a little aggressive there. And this is a 4-9. A 4-9 has a chance to be a homer. Eric Ibar is weak power, though, so it's a 1-12 chance for a single. A 13-20 is a double, and that's a double. A double with no stars. So let's check and see if Albert Pujols is going to try it. Albert Pujols, we know he's getting up there in age. He's a 1-9 runner. It's 2 outs, though, so it'd be a 1-11, and they weren't holding him. So it's a 1-12 that he would score. And Pujols is going to shut it down at third. He's not going to try and take that extra bag. And Michael Taylor now with men on first and second. And Jimmy Nelson. Jimmy Nelson with his pitcher inning of weakness being the 6th has reached his weakness because he's given up 3 hits in this inning. And we got to look at the bullpen because he's not fooling anybody at this point. So Jimmy Nelson, we're not taking him out yet, but we're looking to see at the other options. They don't have much in as much as other teams do have in the bullpen. They've got a lot of long relievers, and with 2 righties and a lefty, they could get Mujica or Jansen. They've got Bergman, Pfister, and Richard in the bullpen as well. And let's see. I think they're going to go get Mujica. So Edward Mujica, the call to the bullpen here, with Jimmy Nelson just running out of gas here in the 6th. And the manager pulls him and goes to the righty, Edward Mujica. Jimmy Nelson went 5 1/3. Really, the wheels fell off for him. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hits, and 3 of those coming in this last inning. And struck out 3 batters and walked only 1. So Mujica comes on to face Michael Taylor. Mujica, let's check his numbers quickly. Mujica has worked in 1 2/3 innings, so not much work here. Given up a hit, a run, and has a strikeout, and that's about it. So not much work for him. And we'll see if he can get Michael Taylor with only 1 out here. No, 2 outs, I'm sorry. I wrote that down wrong. I put the out in a different spot than I used to. And Jimmy Nelson, will give him credit for another. We'll give him another out there. All right, here we go. I see the chat is talking about what the Mariners need to improve. I like that pitcher. Who's the pitcher that they have? The young pitcher that was really good this year. He has a Paxton or something like that. He's pretty good, isn't he? All right. I don't pay attention much to the AL because I'm in the NL only fantasy league. I watch the Rockies every game, so the AL kind of gets forgotten as far as current day stuff. All right, here we go. Michael Taylor against the new pitcher, Edward Mujica. It's a 3-5, and he strikes out. So Mujica gets his man and gets him out of the inning. And this will end the 6th, excuse me, top of the 6th. So only 1 run given up. Could have been another one had Yasmani Thomas not made a nice play out there and left and throwing the runner Robbie Cano out at home. And Cole Hamels now. He's got a lead. And he has the leadoff batter, Gerard Dyson, up to bat now. It's a 5-8. A 5-8 is a fly ball out to left field. Brandon Guyer, he's out there, and he makes the play. Asdrubal Cabrera, the switch-hitting shortstop, 0 for 2 so far against Cole Hamels. And Cole Hamels deals. And this could be a single, 1-3 chance. He's not going to do it this time. Hits it too hard again. And he lines out to short. Yasmani Tomas made the nice play out in the field. We'll see if it can carry over to the dish. He's 1 for 2 today with a single. This is a 2-9 and a 2-9, and he strikes out. So that's the 3rd strikeout for Hamels, and that's what good pitchers do. When they get the lead and they smell blood, they shut it down. And there he goes, 1, 2, 3 in that inning, and he's retired. How many of them is that in a row? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 in a row, it looks like. Yes, James is asking about the league. It is sort of a fantasy league, but what I did is I randomized the rosters into all 30 teams are randomized with their rosters, and we're playing a shortened 28-game season with these rosters. So Edward Mujica will continue here against Brandon Guyer. And this is a 3-6, and he hits him. So Brandon Guyer gets plunked with the pitch, and he's aboard. And this will be Corey Spangenberg, 0 for 2 but hitting against the righty Mujica this time, and it's a 4-7, and a 4-7, that's going to be a single, 2 stars. So Geyer moves to third, off with the hit, and now they've got something working again. Nobody out here. Men at the corners. Francisco Cervelli is up, and they're gonna bring the they'll give up the run to get the double play. So they're gonna go for the double play and let that run score if it does. So this is a 6-3. A 6-3 will be a ground ball to the pitcher. The pitcher is Mujica. He is a 2-range pitcher. So pitcher 212, that's going to his error rating. He's an E51. That is not good. And we rolled a 7. So that will be a 1-base error. Everybody moves up a bag. And on the error, they get another run. Toronto pulls ahead. And there's another run. Cervelli doesn't get an RBI there, but he's aboard. And now, with nobody out, there's men on first and second for Cameron Maben. And I think they're going to have to go get Mujica. They're going to get Mujica, and they're going to go get Austin Adams, just to shut this thing down. So Austin Adams will be the new pitcher. Get you his stats here in a minute. We can close the book on Jimmy Nelson. He gave up 1 run, and it was unearned. Mujica went a third of an inning, and Austin Adams is the new pitcher. Mujica gave up 1 hit, a run so far, no strikeout, or excuse me, he struck out 1, didn't he? Struck out 1, didn't walk anybody. And here is Austin Adams trying to pick up the pieces. He's gone 3 1/3 innings. No record, 4 hits, a run, and 2 strikeouts for him so far. Cameron Maben, the man at bat with 2 on here and nobody out. It's a 2-4. This one's a grounder to the shortstop. Cabrera over to Castro and back to first to Rogers. And that's a 6-4-3 double play. Just what they were looking for. Spangenberg is able to move to third. But there are 2 down now. And Robbie Cano with an RBI and looking to get another one here. Man on third with 2 down now. This is a 6-3 or a 6-6, excuse me, a 6-6, and he strikes him out. So Austin Adams came in and wasn't playing around. Gets the double play and gets a strikeout to get him out of it. So this one, we got another run there. And this will close the book on Mujica. He gave up 1 run. It was unearned. And Austin Adams shuts it down. And speaking of shutting it down, Cole Hamels here at the stretch. The 7th inning stretch. Cole Hamels coming back out with a 2-run lead now against Willie Middlebrooks. And it's a 1-5. A 1-5. This could be a single. 1-14. And it is. So a leadoff single. The 1 piece of black ink on that column, too, for Willie Middlebrooks. And he found it. And Nick Hundley now with the man on first. Nick Hundley, maybe they pinch hit here. No, Hundley's been their best hitter, but he's 0 for 2 today. Nope. They're going to keep Hundley in there and hope he doesn't ground into a double play. This is a 5-3. 5-3 is to the left fielder. Brandon Geyer, he's making a run for it. Geyer is a two-range left fielder, a two-range left fielder, and we rolled a 4. And he's just going to get there in time, makes the diving catch, pops up, tosses it to the cutoff man, and Willie Middlebrooks has to hold at first, can't tag up. And now Odubel Herrera. Odubel Herrera with the man on first. This is a 5-5 against the lefty. And, oh no, this could be a double play ball. The lefty, it's a second base chance, so he hits it out to Spangenberg. Spangenberg is a 4-range second baseman. A 4-range second baseman. We rolled an 11. That's going to go to his E rating. He is in an E10. E10. And we rolled a 7. That's going to be a double play ball. Spangenberg to the shortstop Ibar over to Pujols. And that's a 4-6-3 double play to end the threat and end the inning. Well, as much of a threat as a man on is against Cole Hamels, I guess. And for him, that's about as big a threat as there is. So Hamels is through 7. Scoreless here. And Austin Adams, who pitched so well in the previous inning, is going to continue. Didn't work for Mujica at the time. But here he comes again. Austin Adams against Frazier, Pujols, and Ibar. This is a 5-5, a 5-5. Well, there's a double out to left field. And maybe it's happening again. Mujica got cold in the dugout, and when he came back out, was struggling. And Austin Adams gives out the leadoff double with Albert Pujols up to bat. Pujols is 1 for 3 today. Grounded out twice to the third baseman Middlebrooks also. But here he is with the man on second. It's a 3-8. 3-8, and he just misses it. He pops it up, and that one's out to the shortstop Cabrera, who camps underneath it and makes the play. And that's the first out. And now Eric Ibar. Eric Ibar, the switch-hitting shortstop. He is 2 for 2 today with a walk. And this is a 5-5 and a 5-5. That is out to the gap, out in center field. And that one's going to run for a while. And so will Ibar. This is going to be a triple. And Todd Frazier is able to come home and score off the triple from Eric Ibar. So he's having a nice day. Thought about replacing him in the lineup too. But Eric Ibar drives home a run with the triple. And now he's 3 for 3 with 3 extra base hits today. And he's out there for Michael Taylor. Michael Taylor, all he has to do is get one to the outfield, and the speed of Ibar should score him. So Austin Adams, who's given up a double and a triple this inning after picking up 3 big outs. And now it's 3-0 for Toronto. And they're going to let Adams get Taylor here. They're going to let him go another batter. 1 out here. The infield is in, I should say. Try and prevent another run. It's a 6-7. And a 6-7. Michael Taylor gets a hold of one, and that's in the gap for a double. So Ibar trots home from third. And Austin Adams just giving up here in the 8th inning. And there's another run. And it's 4-0. So that's going to have to do it for Austin Adams. They're going to go and get Doug Fister. Doug Fister is going to have to mop up here. And what was once a close game has now just been chipped away. And it's now seemingly unreachable with the likes of Cole Hamels pitching the way he is. So Doug Fister will be the new pitcher. Austin Adams went 1 in the 3rd. He gave up 3 hits. 2 runs so far. The book isn't closed on him. Struck out 1 and hasn't walked anybody. But he's not fooling anybody either. And that's why Doug Fister is in the ball game. And Doug Fister has pitched an inning and a third. He's got a loss, 3 hits, an earned run, and a strikeout. No walks so far. All right. The chat is still rolling, talking about the Mariners and the dreams of getting Ohtani. I think every team wants Ohtani. My team, the Rockies, I mean, everybody's saying, well, they should go get him too, but we all know the Rockies aren't going to spend the money for him. And there's been talk about them going to get Stanton too. They're not going to do that. But we do have Charlie Blackmon and Nolan Arenado, which are fun to watch in and of themselves. All right, here we go. Doug Fister pitches to the man, Brandon Guyer. Hit by a pitch his last time. This is a 2-8. A 2-8, and he gets it, but just underneath it. Pops it up to the shortstop. And there's the second out of the inning. So a man on second. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. It's a 4-run ball game. Toronto over Los Angeles. And the lefty, Corey Spangenberg, will face Doug Fister. And it's a 6-12, and he misses and he walks him. So Spangenberg is aboard, and there's 2 on now for the catcher, and that will be Francisco Cervelli. Francisco Cervelli with 2 aboard, looking to make an even bigger dent here. And this is a 1-6. 1-6 is a single to left field. No stars, so we'll check and see if Taylor's going to run. He's looking at his third base coach, hoping that he'll send him. And Taylor is a 1-15 runner. It's 2 outs, so it's a 1-17. They were being held, so it's a 1-16. The outfielder is the left fielder Tomas, who's a +1, so it's a 1-17. Did I do that right? 1-15 plus 2 is 17, 16, 17. So yeah, it's a 1-17. And that one is safe, and he scores easily. And there's another run. So Cervelli drives in a run, and it's 5-0. And this one is turned out to be not as close as it was. They're breaking it open here in the 8th. They just can't get those 3 outs. Doug Fister to Cameron Maben with men on first and second. It's a 4-10. A 4-10. This is a ballpark single chance. 1-6. It'll be a single and keep the inning going. And he hits it too hard right at the shortstop. And that will mercifully end the inning if you're a Los Angeles Clefable fan. And I know there are a ton of you out there that are the Clefable fans, right? They score 3 in the 8th. Going to the bottom of the 8th. And Cole Hamels has to feel a lot better about it now. Up 5-0. And that'll close the book on Adams. He gave up 3 runs. All of them earned. And here we go with the righty, Jason Rogers, against Cole Hamels. We'll see if the long delay with Hamels out in the dugout will inhibit him here. And, oh, it looks like it could. A 1-10 chance, and it'll be a home run for Jason Rogers. He's a normal power. So 1-10, it'll be a homer. It's a 20, so it's a double. Jason Rogers leading off the 8th with a double. Well, maybe they got something working here, but it might be a little too late. It's Hector Olivera. Hector Olivera with a walk and a ground out to short earlier today. And this one's a 5-9, and he strikes out. So not so fast, says Cole Hamels. He gets the first out of the inning on a strikeout, his 4th of the day. And now Daniel Castro, the second baseman. Let's take a look at the bench just to see what our options are. We've got Lonnie Chisenhall, Cody Ash, the lefties, Chris Stewart, the backup catcher, and Nick Ahmed, a shortstop. So nobody that can cover second, unless we put, no, Drupal Cabrera can't cover second. Middlebrooks can't either. No, so we got to stick with Castro. He's got no backup. So Castro with a man at second. This is a 4-9, a 4-9. This is a grounder to third base. The third baseman, Frazier, looks back Rogers to second. And that's the second out. Here we go, Gerard Dyson. Gerard Dyson not helping his slim average with 0 for 3 today. And you know what? Maybe they would maybe they would pinch hit for him. No, they really can. We could put Cody Ash out in right, or Lonnie Chisenhall in right field, and pinch hit with Ahmed. But they're going to let Dyson hit, hoping he can just break out of it. It's a 1-7. A 1-7 is a fly ball out to center field. Maben gliding over and makes the grab. And that will be the bottom of the 8th. Gerard Dyson, maybe he's going to have to sit out next game, because he is struggling at this point. And you know what? They learned their lesson from the last 2 times. Doug Fister, even though he got out of the inning, they're not going to go back to him. They're going to go to Christian Bergman. So Christian Bergman will take over for Doug Fister. So the righty, Christian Bergman. Doug Fister went 2/3 of an inning. He gave up 1 hit, no runs, didn't strike out anybody, and he gave up a walk. Christian Bergman will take over. Bergman has worked in 5 innings, given up 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks. So hasn't been that great so far of the season for him, but they're asking him to keep it somewhat decently close, so they have somewhat of a chance. But we'll see how it goes. Robbie Cano against the righty Bergman. It's a 5-2, and that's not the way to do it. He leads off with a walk to Robbie Cano. And Robbie Cano is aboard. Todd Frazier is the man. Doubled in a run his last time, or doubled and scored a run, I should say, his last time. And here he is with the man on second. It's a 2-8. A 2-8. This one's a grounder to the shortstop. Cabrera picks it up, tosses it over to Castro, and on to first and Rogers for the 4-6-3 double play. So that's just what Bergman was looking for. And Bergman, yes, Bergman is a Mariner. He was with Colorado for this card, but yes, he is a Mariner currently. Albert Pujols now with nobody on. 2 outs here in the 9th. Toronto with a commanding lead, 5-0. This is a 1-7, and Pujols fires out another hit. 2-out base hit, and Pujols is aboard. Eric Ibar, the man of the day, 3 for 3, 2 doubles, a triple, an RBI, and also a walk. So here we go. Eric Ibar with Pujols at first. It's a 5-10 for the left-handed hitting Ibar, the switch hitter, a 1-6, and it'll be a single. And it is a 6. So a single 1-star. And Eric Ibar cannot be stopped today. That is his 4th hit of the ball game. He's a homer short of the cycle. Not going to happen unless a miracle in the bottom of the 9th. But now there's 2 aboard for Brandon Guyer. Brandon Guyer He's 0 for 3 with a hit by pitch today. Or, I said Brandon Geyer. This is Michael Taylor. Michael Taylor hit a double his last time up in an RBI. And this one will be a fly ball out to right field. And that will be caught by the right fielder, Gerard Dyson. So there's the third out of the inning. A couple of guys on with 2 outs, but they can't come around to score. Bergman got a little dicey there, but was able to get out of it. And now Cole Hamels looking to finish what he started. Will come out here in the 9th. And he will face Cabrera, Yasmani Tomas, and Willie Middlebrooks here in the bottom of the 9th. Cabrera 0 for 3 against him today. And this is a 6-4. 6-4 is a ballpark single chance. And there's a 1-6 chance, and it's a 10. Not going to happen today for him, is it? That is his 3rd line out. And this one's to shortstop again. Cabrera, going to look at that box score and see 0 for 4. But he's hit 3 balls really hard, but just right at the infielders. All right, Yasmani Tomas, 1 for 3 today. And it's a 1-7. A 1-7 is a ground ball back to Hamels. He's got no trouble picking it up, tossing it over to Pujols. And there's 2 down in the bottom of the 9th. So the man, Willie Middlebrooks, 1 for 2 with a walk, did commit an error out there in the field. He's up to bat, hoping to extend this one. And it's a 2-6, a 2-6. He gets just under it, and this one is out to Ibar at short. He's able to make the nice play, and this one is over. So Toronto, showing why, even with that record, they're a team to be messed with. They moved to 7-5, while Los Angeles, we mentioned it before this started, that they struggled at the plate. And you saw it here. Only not scoring a run and only collecting, 3 hits, I believe? Yeah, 3 hits for Los Angeles. And we'll get the totals here in a second. But before we do, I just want to say thank you to all the people that took time to come and watch. James Shepard, welcome to the channel. Hope you come back. And Henry and James and Al were really fun to have in the chat. They were chatting it up with each other and talking baseball. So thank you guys for joining. If you want to stick around while I complete the stats, I'd love to have you. But this has been really fun. Be sure to follow me at RNGIDP_strat on Twitter. I post all the scorecards so you can take a better look. I post all of those on the Twitter page. I post at the end of each game day, I post the standings, I post the statistics, I post individual leaders and team leaders and probables and injuries for the next day. So go check it out over there. Appreciate it. And while we sit here, let's take a look at some of the stats. So Cole Hamels went 9 innings, gave up 3 hits, no runs, struck out 4 batters, and walked 1, 2, 3 early on, and nobody after that. He gets the win. Jimmy Nelson will get the loss, even though he probably didn't deserve it. He gave up only 1 run, and it wasn't earned. Christian Bergman, he went an inning, gave up 2 hits, no runs, didn't strike anybody out, and he walked a batter. So the win will go to Cole Hamels, and his already ridiculous ERA is going to get even more ridiculous. So this is he's now 3-0. Jimmy Nelson moves to 0-1. This is 5-0. They gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hits. That's 13 hits. There was no errors for Toronto, 2 errors for Los Angeles. Well, this one's a final, and I appreciate having you aboard. Go ahead and, like I said, leave a like, leave a comment, and give me a follow over on Twitter. Appreciate you joining. Hope you come back again tomorrow night. We'll pick it up with another game right here on the Randomized Nuz League, the RNL RNGIDP. I'm Craig, signing out for tonight. Appreciate you coming by, and thanks for coming.